The man burned everything that reminded him of his wife. He took off his ring and threw it into the fire without hesitation, then hired someone to take his funeral portrait. Finally he lay down in the coffin. He had long prepared for himself. At that moment the wife just thought he was throwing a tantrum, unaware he had already left this world not long ago. On their 5th anniversary, the man brought his girlfriend home to meet his parents, but she had prepared 2 surprises. First she tied his father to a chair, forcing the man to kneel. Then she let his mother with Alzheimer's walk out the door. The mother was hit by a car and died on the spot. The father couldn't handle the blow and jumped to his death. All of this stemmed from a grudge over a surgery. Years ago, the woman's father died on the man's father's operating table. Her mother passed shortly after. The woman blamed the entire family, so she approached the man with a hidden agenda and only revealed her true purpose on this day. She began torturing him. Every time he neared death, she'd bring him back just to prolong his suffering. One day the hospital told the man his artificial heart would only last 7 more days. He needed to prepare himself. 3 years ago, the woman had a car accident and suffered severe heart damage. To save her, the man donated his own heart without hesitation and asked the doctor to keep it secret. The woman never knew, yet she continued tormenting him, even seduced all his close friends, who abused the man, just to win the woman's favor. She promised whoever could make the man kneel in 1 minute would become her partner, but no matter how much he was humiliated, the man never begged for mercy. Until they brought out his parents' belongings, he finally broke down and knelt before her. But physical torture wasn't enough for the woman. She brought in a man who resembled her husband and showed him endless affection. She even believed the man's lie, that he was the one who donated his heart to her. Just because the man said he wanted chicken soup, she ordered her husband to make it, for the sake of his parents' ashes. The man obeyed. The other man kept making unreasonable demands, until the husband served the 99th bowl. He poured the hot soup on him. The woman saw it happen, but still blamed her husband. Without giving him a chance to explain, she ordered the bodyguards to lock him in a freezer. That's when the man finally realized her past care was all an act. But just as he neared death, she sent him to the hospital again. After being discharged, she brought him to her parents' graves and ordered him to kneel up the stairs and beg for forgiveness. He thought of how kind they were to him in life and felt he owed them that much, but his weak body took a full hour to climb to the top. Meanwhile, the other man faked a fall down the stairs to drive a final wedge between them. After sending him to the hospital, the woman immediately blamed her husband. He tried to explain, but she wouldn't listen. When the man woke up, she dragged her husband to apologize. When he refused, she ordered the guards to beat him until he bowed and said sorry. In pain and despair, the man finally gave in and left the room staggering. For the first time, the woman noticed how thin he had become, but the other man faked a headache to divert her attention. Still, just because she glanced at her husband, he got jealous again and went to his parents' grave, where he dug up the ashes. This finally pushed the man over the edge. He fought back for the first time and punched him hard, but the woman stepped in and protected the other man, leaving guards to watch her husband to prevent accidents. The man couldn't take it anymore. He took a funeral portrait and placed it at his parents' grave, then stepped into a coffin, ready to be buried with them. The bodyguards saw it